Yes, students. I'm Samputi, PGT Chemistry from JNV. Today we can study the chapter Chemical Reactions and Equations. In this chapter, we are going to study what is a chemical reaction, what is a chemical equation, how can we balance a chemical equation, and what are the different types of chemical reactions, and some chemical reactions in our daily life. Let us study what is a chemical reaction. What is a chemical reaction? A chemical reaction is a process in which two or more substances are formed as new substances. That is, new substances are formed. These new substances will not have the properties of the starting substances. That is, two or more substances combined to form new substances. And these new substances cannot be reversed by physical methods. Physical methods means filtration, distillation, magnetic separation, etc. We cannot reverse back this reaction. Such reactions or changes are called chemical reactions. In chemical reaction, these are the changes taking place. Change in the state, change in the color, change in temperature, evolution of gases. Now, this is a diagram showing lead nitrate on heating. This is some gas is evolved. Usually, the gas is nitrogen dioxide, NO2, which is a brown in color, brown colored gas. Here, gas is evolved. This is another example. Two substances. These are two substances. One is sodium sulfate, Na2SO4, and barium chloride, BaCl2, barium chloride. When these colorless substances mix together, we get a colored substance. This is lignite iodide. This is another chemical reaction. Here, zinc granules are treating with the hydrochloric acid. Some here hydrogen gas is evolved. This hydrogen gas burns with the pop salt. This is example of evolution of gas. Now this is another reaction. Here change of the state also takes place. Silver nitrate is a colorless and sodium chloride is also colorless. When these two substances are added, one solid substance is formed. So there is a change of a state take place. Now these are the reactions that happen in our daily life. Digestion of food, respiration, rusting of iron, formation of curd, burning of food, burning of fuel. These are some of the chemical reactions taking place in our daily life. Now, chemical equation. Before that, we can study what are reactants and products. The reactants are the substances which take part in chemical reaction. Products are the substances which are formed during chemical reaction. Suppose A and B combine to form C. A and B combine to form C. Then A and B are called reactants and C is called product. So reactants are the substances which take part in chemical reaction and the product are newly substances formed. Here is one example. When magnesium burns in air, gives magnesium oxide. Magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Here, magnesium and oxygen are reactants and magnesium oxide is a product. Here, reactants are magnesium and air, product is magnesium oxide. Now, what is a chemical equation? See, chemical reactions can be represented by an equation which is called the chemical equation. This chemical equation involves symbols of substances of reactants and products with the mentioning of their physical state. Physical states with the mentioning of their physical states. Physical states are mentioned. For example, magnesium ribbon burns in oxygen, we get magnesium oxide. Here, that is magnesium, magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide. This is called a word equation. This is a word equation. That is, words are there. This is one statement, and this statement can be written in the form of a word equation. Magnesium plus oxygen gives a magnesium oxide. This is called the word equation. Now, we can write the symbols of these reactants and products. Magnesium symbol Mg, and oxygen O2, magnesium oxide MgO. This is called the chemical equation. So this is chemical equation. Chemical equation means chemical reactions can be represented by an equation. That equation involves reactants and products, symbols of reactants and products with mentioning the physical state. Here solid, here gas, here solid. These are physical states. Physical states, if it is solid, we write yes. If it is liquid, we write L. For gas, we write G. And for aqua means a solution, AQ, aqueous solution in water. Aqueous solution means a solution which water is a solvent. Then we write AQ. This is a chemical equation. So, chemical equation is an equation representing chemical reaction, which in which the symbols of reactants and products are written with mentioning their physical states. Now, if the equation we studied here, Mg plus O2 gives MgO, this equation, both the sides are not same, number of atoms. Magnesium in left side, this is LHS. Left hand side, this is RHS. Right hand side. Left hand side reactants, right hand side products. Here, left side one magnesium, right side also one magnesium. But left side oxygen 2 and right side oxygen is 1. So this reaction is not balanced. So the chemical equation should be balanced. What is the why the chemical equation is balanced? What is the need of balancing a chemical equation? Say we studied law of conservation of mass. The law of conservation of mass states that mass can neither be created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. Matter or mass can neither be created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. That means it is converted from one form into another. So the number of elements or atoms involved in a chemical reaction should be same on the reactant side and the product side. So the chemical equation should be balanced. To obey the law of conservation of mass, chemical equation should be balanced. So what is the need of balancing a chemical equation? To obey the law of conservation of mass. According to the law of conservation of mass, mass is neither created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. So the number of atoms on both sides of the arrow should be equal. For that, we are balancing a chemical equation. Let us study how to balance a chemical equation. Now, you consider this chemical equation. Fe plus H2O gives Fe2O3 plus H2. Now, this left to right, the elements on the left and right side, iron. These are the elements iron, hydrogen and oxygen. Iron left side 1, right side 2. Hydrogen left side 2, right side also 2. Oxygen left side 1 and right side 3. Now the equation is not balanced. So we have to balance the equation. We can start from the compound which contains the maximum number of atoms, and we can start with the maximum number of atoms. That is, oxygen is maximum. So here this side, right side 3 oxygen, left side only 1 oxygen. So we have to multiply with the 3. Now, so we are put. This is only oxygen 3, oxygen right side 3 and left side only 1. So multiply 3 and we are writing 3 here. We are writing 3 here. Now hydrogen. Now this hydrogen changed. Now it becomes 6. Before that, iron here, this right side iron 2 and left side only 1. So we have to multiply by 2. So we put 2 here, 2 iron plus. Now again you check 2 iron, 2 iron, 3 oxygen, but hydrogen here 6. So we put 3 here. This is 3. So again you check 2 iron, 2 iron, 6 hydrogen, 6 hydrogen, 3 oxygen, 3 oxygen. So the equation is balanced. This is the way of balancing the chemical equation. So make the number of atoms on both sides of the equation same is called the balancing a chemical equation. Another one equation we already balanced the Mg plus O2 gives MgO. MgO. Here magnesium 1, this side also magnesium 1. Here oxygen 2, but this side only 1. So we put 2 here. We cannot put 2. We cannot put 2 here. We should put 2 here. So 2 Mg. Now oxygen becomes 2, but magnesium changed, so we put 2 here. Now 2 magnesium, 2 magnesium, 2 oxygen, 2 oxygen. Now the equation is balanced. This is the way of balancing a chemical equation. You can practice so many chemical reactions and make figure out how to balance a chemical reaction. That is today's class.